Hello everybody, SpiritGaming here and welcome to another pretty cool video, I would say. So because I did not really have enough time after the stream yesterday to make a proper video, yes, the next few videos will be awesome, but this one is kind of like me reviewing my assassin builds, okay? So that means talents, deep talents, why I use them, why I won't use them, my actual Draconics, and why did I think they were good. At some point of my game time, I would say. I know I have made a bunch of mistakes as well. Next, we're gonna be taking a look at my gear stats and stuff like that. You know, everything literally. Gear stats. That's another thing we do have to look at. ALI setups. For the hair, we still won't take a look at it since I think it's still too early for me to show you the hair because I don't have it upgraded yet. Timestamps will be down in the description below, as well as on the loading bar for each topic that I'm gonna talk about, since in this video I will be literally just sharing my own thought process of me building my character, right? And keep in mind, I'm a dual main, I guess. I do main from now on. I will main only assassins and sword dancer. The other classes I won't play as much. Just keep that in mind. But before we continue down with the video, of course, I would like to share some things. So yesterday, that was the best stream I have done and I probably will ever do in the next month, maybe. But I do want to say that yes, every single Sunday, those types of streams will happen where I will be gifting away 10 CD keys. That was, as I said, an awesome stream. I have to repeat it again. So yes, I do have some more CD keys that I'm gonna give away on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays. Especially on Sundays, I'm gonna be giving away 10 CD keys. So make sure you check out the streams at Sundays especially, but of course Tuesdays and Thursdays are very fun too. And also subscribe for more Jurassic content, like the video if you enjoy it, and join my Discord, of course. Link of the Discord is in the description below. But without any further ado, let's start with my review. So first and foremost, I would like to talk about my stats and my course in general. So my stats are mainly okay. So that why I say mainly is because I do not always get lucky and get the stats I need, right? Like everyone has experienced that. But mainly what I try to have is multi-strike, earth attack, crit level, AP, magic attack, and cooldown reduction on my gear pieces. I have explained on a video why I do this, and it actually works very well. As you can see here, on 99% of my items, on my 99% of my gears, I do have those stats. However, there is one like this, the necklace. I have intelligence, which I do want to change, and yeah, here I have like a green cooldown reduction, dude. Like that's just bad, right? But still, I am kind of unlucky with the gear stats, to be honest. However, those are my main stats. That is what I'm trying to go for, because both silencers and assassins need all of these substats, and these are amazing. Next, I'm gonna go with the cores, just because they do have to do with this build, right? So I'm using 9 fire, 5 water, 2 wind. And why is that? Why not 9 fire, 5 wind, 2 water? It's mainly because crit level multi-strike are losing their worth, right? The more you go on. However, I still have not hit the CDR thresholds that I want to hit. So that is mainly because, you know, we are still early in the game and I still don't have the right gear stats. But as well, we do want a lot of AP. A lot of AP is good for any class in general, even if I don't just main the assassin and soul dancer. However, you can see my stats right now are insane when it comes to crit and multi-strike, and that is only because I have 10 times better crit and multi-strike stats on my gear than I have AP and cooldown ones. So that is why I consider myself very, very, very unlucky. But hey, we have to live with it, right? At least my other stats are very, very good, right? So that's amazing. Of course, earth attack, you want to have that as high as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it about the stats. I feel like you guys can check out my enhancements right now, because I did get them on the stream. If you missed it, I did get them to all orange. So that's pretty amazing. We can see what stats I get from over here as well. That is pretty insane. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about my allies and why and how they are here, right? So Mingzilu, of course, in the center. I will experiment in PvP though even more to place Eri in the center instead of Mingzilu. However, for right now, I'm using Mingzilu in the center. Of course, Mingzilu as center will proc around every 50 to 75 seconds when I'm attacking. So having this ultimate right here every 50 to 75 seconds is insane. Next up, for the second ally is Eri Usugi. Of course, it does give a nice bond with Migzilu as well. However, her ultimate is just insane and it's completely overpowered. Next up, we have Kolachime again. This is the second ally that procs, of course. It does give a lot of crit damage, which is quite good as well. Now for PvE, I do use my Sakatu. However, for PvP, I change into College Caesar because I do want that extra protection that sometimes saves my life like a lot when the ally uses EX Wind Devil. That's basically protects me from CC, right? And then I have Cheese again over here just because he's my most upgraded 6-star and nothing much else. I would definitely want to get some other allies, especially Nono, maybe even Anju over here, but for right now I'm using this guy. As I said, just because he's my most upgraded ally. Maybe later down the line I will use some other allies, but for right now this is what I have and this is what I feel like is the best for me to use. So that's pretty much it about the allies. Now, I did show you guys the stats, right? But now let's show you guys the Draconics as well. So for the weapon, you saw me on stream, of course. Some people did see me that I use Sharp and Instant Enlightenment on my weapon and belt because I had them laying around, right? And because like no orange Draconics are really good for the weapon and for the belt, so I decided why not just, you know, use a purple Draconic until I get one of the best yellow Draconics, which is Hela Sai. Of course, this does turn into another Draconic if you're playing physical damage class, but for magic damage classes, it's Hela Sai. And I would definitely like to get this yellow Draconic as soon as possible, and I'm probably gonna merge some orange Draconics really soon just to try and get this Hela Sai. So that is why I did not really use an orange Draconic here as well as on the headpiece. I do not want to see any of these orange Dracs that are over here. However, there are quite some nice yellow Draconics instead. Same with the pens, although with the pens I would like to have lift restriction. However, I do feel like it's kind of risky as well, right? And the proc chance here is not the best in the world, so I again stick with Blessing of Insight. Instant Enlightenment on this belt as well, and I'm probably gonna get on the bracelet, I'm probably gonna get either Dexterity or the Intelligence Enlightenment. Okay, so there's no Dexterity, I'm gonna get Intelligence Enlightenment sooner or later, right? But we are here to talk about my orange Draconics, which I have made a mistake for 1 to 2 of them. You will decide which ones were a mistake, but hey, Unbreakable Will, not a mistake at all. One of the, it is the best orange Draconic, and I would consider it better than most yellow Draconics as well. Next up we have Mark for that. This is a very cool one. For me, for example, for assassins, it's not the best one though, since most of the times you do want to attack multiple targets with assassin and switch targets. But however, in 1v1s this is pretty much insane, and maybe with the buff now that Shallow Strike can be spammed, even in group PvP you do focus a lot on one target and try to kill him off, especially with your talent build, which I'm gonna talk about next. But this might be really good since you will spam Shallow Strike on one single person and this will activate for sure. So Mark for that is not really the worst Draconic in the world. However, I would definitely say Hela Sai is quite a lot better. Hela Smile, excuse me. Next up for boots, Windtamer, no explanation here, best Draconic for boots, except if you're playing Solancer you might want to have Ender's Thirst, since you can literally just spam insane abilities with insanely low cooldown. However, for right now I would say Windtamer is the best option as a player that plays Assassin and Soulancers always. Killshot, now this is the Draconic I made a mistake on. By using it I thought I was gonna just make Soulancers without thinking that I do love assassins a lot. So right now half of the time this is useless as an assassin, half of the time this is useful, and maybe I should even switch to Meadow Cleaver instead, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna stick with Killshot because I will definitely forget to change to Killshot if I go to my Solancer. Whispers of the Ancient God is next, of course, no explanation needed, best orange Draconic in the game for sure. yeah, it's just too good, right, guys? It's just too good. And what this does is actually enables me to play my own playstyle, which is going in and going out. Now I will talk a bit about this playstyle for sure when we get to the talents and deep talents. That is definitely the case. But now let's go to these set pieces. Set pieces right now, this is how it's looking like. Of course, I got very lucky and got 4 Valkyrie string. However, I would definitely like to see 6 Fenrir scheme and 4 Valkyrie string, so I'm going forward and trying to get 6 Fenrir scheme instead, but it's not happening. It's like 2 RNG, but whenever I do get it, I definitely want 6 Fenrir scheme with 4 Valkyrie string on here. It's because this gives a huge, insane amount of intelligence, and if you have all this set, you will get around 5000 damage, which is just completely nuts, right? So we have come to the pets now, okay? I will exactly tell you what I'm gonna build on the dark pet as well when we hit level 105, but for now we are level 101, which is far away from level 105, that's for sure. But let's look at Chiyomi, right? Mainly you want to look at my assist skills, however I will show you this. I have attack, AP, cooldown reduction, multi-strike and crit level for these orange ones, and I have magic defense enhanced to purple. This is something I got for free and was unlistable, so I used it, and plus it is good since Reapers are your main enemy, not gonna lie. Reapers do a lot damage on you. So assist skills, water magic and crit blessing. Now water magic, of course, is the best when you're playing magic attacks, magic attack classes, and for me, I am mostly playing Soul Dancer and Assassin right now, right? However, crit blessing, you might be wondering, does it increase your crit level or actual crit percent chance? And it actually does increase your actual crit percent chance by 12% for 20 seconds. And that 20 seconds is absolutely insane, right, guys? Especially if Chime Gen procs, if I'm using Area's main, that is like completely nuts when that appears, right? I'm pretty sure I'm right. However, a good alternative is going to be, let's find it. Yes, laser guidance. Now, the second biggest just threat to assassins are blade masters, and having this right here, laser guidance, is gonna be one of your best bets. However, I did like the crit blessing since it does allow me, with my own current ally setup, to do work. Yes, crit blessing does work a lot when you have crit damage allies, when you have crit level allies. It does work extremely well, and especially because my crit level is off the charts anyways, so I literally, when this procs, I proc like what, 90% of the time. So I'm not sure exactly how, but I do proc a lot. Okay, and then we go to the dark pet. Of course, this is not great at all. As I said, I will wait for the Lagrange pet at level 105 to upgrade it and spend around 5k diamonds on. But what I would do is basically all of these that are purple. This is gonna be the same build, I would say. AP, multi-strike, crit level, attack, and cooldown reduction. However, I will also make probably another magic defense one, since I do find it the most the most damaging classes are mainly magic attack. However, you're wondering what will I place for my actual assist skills, right? So for assist skills, I would definitely place adorable mode. That's that's for sure. And then I used tag. Now, why do I use tag is because the same reason why laser guidance is definitely one of the better choices for assist skills on assassins. Where is laser guidance? Yes, so this increases your own hit percent, but this right here, tag, decreases the enemy's dodge, so it's basically like some sort of the same deal. However, you do decrease it to other enemies, which is a debuff, and that is my build. Go in, go out, as I said, but I do like to debuff all of the enemies I hit, right? So this is really amazing. Of course, even if it procs only to one target, it's still a debuff, and it's still a very nice debuff. So that is what I'm gonna go for. So durable mode and tag for the dark pet is what I'm gonna go for in when I get to level 105 for sure, trust me. Next up, let's look at one of the things you came here for, and that is, of course, the most important part is the plans, right? The builds. So first of all, let's start with the PV build. The PV build is mostly used for, Clash of Swords and Dragon Slayer and stuff. Well, I do have a different build for dungeons, that is true. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and explain why I do each of these things. So Heroic Sonata is mainly because in Dragonslayer and in Clash of Swords you do not lose like at all of your HP, right? Um, and you get 10% damage 24/7, which is absolutely insane. 10% damage always is, as I said, like insane. It's completely insane. It's overpowered, and you should use it. If you're playing PvE, PvP, whatever you're playing, use this. It does help a lot. Next up is Dissonance. This is just the best in slot, I would say. That is the only reason why I'm using it. However, resetting the cooldown of Purgio Dawn is actually very good as well, especially when you're Ming procs and you can just keep on attacking, multi-striking, attacking, multi-striking, attacking. That's a very cool thing to do as well. Echo of Soul raises the rate of multi-strike procs by 2 times of its best rate. I'm not really sure what this means yet. Probably Multi-Strike Earthquake has a base rate on its own, so yeah, that's another thing. So, but still, it's literally so good. You do get a lot of damage out of it. Nebulion Song, I would say, is the best in slot here for PvE as well. However, I am experimenting with less walls at the moment. I'm not sure what's gonna be the best yet. I'm still confused between both of these. I remember I said less walls in my main like assassin guide. I said less walls would be like one of the worst talents in the game. However, the more I look at it, the more I think it's extremely overpowered and extremely good, right? Literally so good, so good. So that means that yeah, I'm experimenting between Nebullion Song and less bots. Now for the deep talents, these are the deep talents right now. Of course, even though Shadow Strike got buffed, you still want to focus on your ranged form mainly, right? So we got Magic Crystal, we go Omen of Dawn, and Avalanche together with Moon and Shadow are your main priorities, okay, your main priorities. Next we have Triple Impaling and Torture. Now you would ask, does Torture work against PvE bosses? And yes, it does, trust me. Even if it does not show the debuff on the boss's name, under the boss's name, it still does the animation, so the slow targets still get animation under them, right? So slow enemies, slow bosses, you can try it in any genre. Whenever you slow the boss, it will appear that he has some kind of a windy effect underneath him, but the debuff does not show. However, the damage does increase by 8%, which is absolutely amazing. An assassin can keep a slow on a target 24/7. So that is extremely good. Next we have Shadow Mastery. This is, of course, who will not use this, especially now with the buff, right? And that's pretty much it for now about talents and deep talents. For the, I guess, what's it called? EX abilities, I always use Thunderclap and Black Hole now. The only reason why I use Thunderclap right now on Dragonslayer is because it does more damage than Scorch. But what I do is I use Thunderclap, and it has a 60-second cooldown, right? When that 60-second goes away, I actually switch to Glacier mid-fight and use that. So I literally use 2 of the most damaging EX abilities in the game in the same time, right? So after 60 seconds, after I use Thunderclap, I change to Glacier and use Glacier to beat the highest stages of Dragonslayer as I possibly can. This should be happening with all the classes you play, not just with Assassin. Black Hole, of course, more damage, more power. That's how it goes when it comes to PvE though, right? Next up, let's go for my PvP, group PvP setup. This is literally what I use 99.9% of the time. So the reason for this is right here. Heroic Sonata, again, I explained this earlier, especially now for PvP, you do want to get that damage taken reduced and also have a lot of damage, which is quite good. Dissonance, best in slot again, I would say. And then Funeral Bells. Now, remember when I said go in and go out? Well, yeah, this is one of the reasons. So my crystal currently has a 19-second cooldown, guys. And a 19-second cooldown is insane. However, you might know that my actual invisibility has an 8-second cooldown as well. However, that's not the main point. The main point is that I can be in invisibility for 8 straight seconds. Now what does that mean? That means that after those 8 seconds I have super armor as well that procs, and of course I do spam all of my attacks and stuff. That's, you know, every assassin should do that. But then I go into range for my gen, I can use Void, I can use Invisibility, spam my attacks, change back, and use Crystal again, because my cooldown is only 19 seconds after I use that. Now, why was the invisibility so important? Well, because it wastes enemies' times. Like, literally being invisible for 8 straight seconds is absolutely insane. I don't think you understand how insane that is, to be invisible on each 8 seconds, and I can project every 8 seconds as well. So I can literally do this, be 8 seconds in the crystal, and go in immunity straight away, invisibility, and also you have super armor when you come out of it. So it's absolutely insane, and that is literally my playstyle, and that is why I use this PvP setup. The only big change here is vulnerables, of course, because it does give you that invisibility time, and also does increase the dark hunt, I would say, time, right, on the enemies. And also you do reduce target's magic defense, you inflict delays, and it's just extremely good. Such a good talent. You should all be using it in PvP. I do recommend it 10 out of 10. For the deep talents though, for the deep talents, they are exactly the same for all 3 pages, just because this is the thing you should run. There is no other thing you should run at the moment. Even if you focus a lot on melee though, you will focus a lot on melee when you hit level 105 though, for sure, because of this right here. You have a 99% chance to you know, silence someone and do more damage, while you can actually spam the Shadow Strike 2 times every second, so it's absolutely insane. But more on that when we hit to level 105. But right now, this is the build again. I would say for the plan though, for the PvP EX abilities, of course I use Royal Fire and Void combo. Now the main reason why I use this is because you can read Royal Fire right now with, remember when I said Whispers of Ninja God was one of the things that makes me enabled? Well, Royal Fire is the thing that does that as well. So literally I use Royal Fire and I use Void at the same time. What Royal Fire does at level, I think it's 5, yep, it reduces enemy damage dealt but also weakens the enemy's physical and magical defense by 20%. You might be thinking, well, Void does the same thing. Well, yes, without the damage reduction thing, right? Without the defense reduction thing, right? Now, this actually reduces enemy damage deals by 20%, which is okay. Like, that one thing from Royal Fire goes away. However, increases damage taken by 20% for enemies for 5 seconds. That is quite good. Of course, it's 10% for enemies, but it's still amazing. It's still insane. I would say, like, it's still broken. Like, imagine, like, first of all, you are lowering their defenses, and the less defenses they have, the more damage they take, and then they take even more damage because you increase their damage taken. So that is the combo that I'm running 99.999% of the time in PvP. Next up we have 1v1 melee. This is my test build, I would say. I only use that area. That is the only different thing right now. I will not recommend you to use this at the moment. Maybe when you hit level 105, sure, but at the moment I would not use this at all. Next up we have dungeons. Now for the dungeons, there is a slight change in the deep talents, and that's pretty much it. Scorch, you can use whatever. I use Scorch. You can use whatever actually, but this is the only change, okay? I don't focus on the melee damage too much, but I do want to clear my dungeons as fast as possible, and this deep talent makes it so whenever I kill someone I get a huge movement speed boost, right? So that is literally the only change between the builds. The builds are exactly the same, like all of these are very close to being exactly the same, although I will say I'm still testing out for PvE if Nibelian Zone is better for me, or is it a last waltz, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it about the builds, and this is pretty much it about my account review. And here are my profile pages, stuff, you know, stats and everything. Of course I can show you this as well. I do have a lot of dexterity. That is mainly because of my set pieces. Yes, I literally forgot I had that many Valkyrie string set pieces, so that is where the dexterity is coming from, and it's pretty cool. Of course, dexterity is very cool for assassin. However, I would say later down the line, insight gets better and better as time goes on because of that AP and cooldown reduction as well. But yeah, this is mainly the stats. These are my stats right here. Of course, I did top up for the first two investment packs. I kind of wasted my damage though. I wanted to be funny on stream, and I was, I guess. And although I did reach my goal to get my orange wings to, yeah, orange wings, and have this amazing draconic effect, which is pretty cool. I need to change my looks just because of it, which I will down the line. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Of course, the hair, I have nothing on the hair as well. I said, like, I don't have anything equipped here, so I'm not even gonna touch upon it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Enjoy any video I put out this week. Especially there are gonna be some cool videos, cool streams as well, Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, 8 p.m. GMT +2. On every single stream I will be doing giveaways. However, on the stream on Sunday there will be 10 CD keys instead of a little bit like 2 or 4 during the other days. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye bye until next time.